The absolute worst thing you can do in the morning is exactly what everyone insists is the best thing to do: eating breakfast. Yes, that's right. For decades, we've been told that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, that it sets the tone for energy, metabolism, and overall health, and that skipping it is a mistake that will ruin your body. But hear me out, because everything you thought you knew about breakfast might be wrong. I used to believe the conventional wisdom too. I spent years eating the traditional morning meals, thinking I was doing everything right. Eggs and bacon here, a smoothie there, maybe a muffin or some toast smeared with jam for a little sugar boost. And for years, my health struggled in subtle but persistent ways that I could never quite explain. I had fatigue, occasional brain fog, stubborn weight, minor digestive issues, and a sense that my energy was never stable throughout the day. And it wasn't until I experimented with skipping breakfast that I realized the massive hidden impact that the morning meal has on the body. You see, when you sleep at night, your body is actually in a fasting state. You aren't eating for, say, 8 to 12 hours, and your liver is quietly working in the background. Your liver is not idle. It's releasing glucose from stored glycogen, which keeps your blood sugar steady. It's burning fat, and it's initiating a process called autophagy, where your body essentially recycles old, damaged cells into new, functional ones. This is repair and regeneration in action. Every cell, every tissue, is benefiting from this nightly detox and maintenance period, and all of this is happening while you dream and your body rests. But the moment you eat in the morning, particularly the breakfast that most people consume, you slam the brakes on these processes. Eating stops autophagy. It halts fat burning. It shifts your liver from a repairing, cleaning state to one of storage and processing. Most critically, it triggers insulin, the hormone that stores fat and signals your body to stop burning it. And this is the exact opposite of what most people expect from a healthy morning routine. Think about a typical breakfast. Even if it's just eggs and bacon, there's protein, which raises insulin. Add a piece of toast, a muffin, or orange juice, and the combination of carbs and protein creates a double spike in insulin, far more than either would alone. Your blood sugar may stabilize for a moment, but insulin surges, and it's insulin that drives fat storage, inflammation, and hunger later in the day. This isn't just theory. This is how the body works at a biochemical level. The all-American breakfast, which is the most common pattern, is particularly destructive. Sweetened yogurt, pancakes, waffles, muffins, sugary cereals, toast with jam, and of course, the orange juice to wash it all down. Every item on this list is a carbohydrate bomb, creating spikes and crashes in blood sugar. These crashes lead to cravings, fatigue, and the infamous mid-morning energy slump. Even if you combine these carbs with protein, like adding eggs to the meal, yes, blood sugar rises more slowly, but insulin surges in the background regardless. Protein stimulates insulin too, and when paired with carbohydrates, the insulin response can be doubled. High insulin has several consequences. First, fat burning is immediately shut off. The liver begins to store fat rather than release it. You may retain sodium, experience bloating, or notice a pitting edema, which is fluid retention in your feet or ankles. Hunger doesn't diminish. It increases because insulin itself triggers appetite. Visceral fat accumulates in the abdomen, liver inflammation increases, iron retention goes up, and you exit ketosis if you are in a fat-burning state. Your body becomes dependent on refined glucose, which forces you into the pattern of eating more carbs to sustain energy throughout the day. You get trapped in a cycle. Breakfast triggers insulin, which leads to mid-morning cravings and energy dips. Lunch comes, often followed by an afternoon slump, more snacking, dinner, and then late-night snacks to avoid going to bed hungry. Overnight, the cycle repeats, gradually leading to insulin resistance. The impact is systemic: frequent nighttime urination, fatigue the next day, chronic stress because cortisol rises, high androgen levels in women leading to polycystic ovarian syndrome, DHT-related hair loss in men, even prostate enlargement. It's all connected to this morning routine that has been sold to us as healthy. So, what's the solution? Simply put, skip breakfast. Eat your first meal at lunchtime, and if you want to extend this practice, adopt a 2-meal-a-day structure with no snacks in between. By doing so, your body is forced to burn ketones, the byproducts of fat metabolism, instead of relying on constant glucose intake. The liver can complete its nightly autophagy, burn accumulated fat, and improve insulin sensitivity. You'll find your hunger shifts naturally. You won't feel deprived because you're listening to your actual hunger signals rather than societal expectations. For example, I used to have eggs and bacon as breakfast, thinking I was on the right track. But when I eliminated breakfast completely, the effects were profound. My cognitive clarity improved, my mood stabilized, and I experienced a dramatic shift in weight management. I went from 211 pounds to 185 pounds over time, and maintained around 190. The benefits extend beyond weight. Liver fat reduces significantly, inflammation declines, scar tissue diminishes, and belly fat melts away. Your body becomes more metabolically flexible. To make this process easier, start by removing refined carbs from breakfast. Lower your overall carbohydrate intake during the day. Then experiment with extending the fasting period from the last meal of the previous day until lunch. Initially, you might push breakfast to 10 or 11 a.m., then gradually until lunchtime. Once your body adapts, skipping breakfast becomes effortless. The key is not hunger suppression. It's retraining your body to burn its own stored energy rather than depending on a constant influx of refined calories. By adopting this approach, you're not just altering meal timing, you're reclaiming metabolic control, reducing inflammation, improving insulin sensitivity, optimizing liver function, supporting brain health, stabilizing mood, reducing cravings, and fostering fat loss. And this isn't a passing trend or a theoretical suggestion. It's a lifestyle adjustment grounded in physiology. The science of intermittent fasting, ketosis, autophagy, and insulin regulation all support this method. You'll notice other subtle but powerful changes. Energy becomes more stable throughout the day, mental focus sharpens, sleep improves, and even digestive comfort is enhanced. This approach also aligns naturally with circadian rhythms, because the body's insulin and cortisol cycles are optimized when eating windows are limited and synchronized with daylight. Over time, this habit compounds. Visceral fat decreases, systemic inflammation drops, energy is stable, and health markers such as blood pressure, triglycerides, and HbA1c improve. It is arguably one of the simplest yet most transformative adjustments you can make in your lifestyle. To make it even easier, I've created a free downloadable daily routine checklist, which includes all the habits I personally follow to feel decades younger than my actual age. Following this routine, alongside the breakfast elimination strategy, allows you to see measurable improvements quickly and effortlessly. Beyond the first meal, meal planning is key. Choosing nutrient-dense, protein-rich, and lower carbohydrate foods ensures sustained energy and satiety without triggering insulin spikes. By combining a 2-meal structure, careful food selection, and listening to your natural hunger cues, the benefits extend far beyond weight loss. You reduce the risk of chronic diseases, you improve longevity, and you enhance your cognitive performance. The morning becomes a period of clarity rather than chaos, a time when your body has already done significant repair work overnight, and your liver is optimized for function, fat metabolism, and detoxification. In essence, you reclaim mornings as a time of natural metabolic advantage, rather than undermining them with a so-called healthy breakfast that actually derails physiology. So, don't reach automatically for the coffee and muffin, the cereal and juice, or even the protein-laden breakfast that seems safe. Pause. Assess your hunger honestly, and let your body continue its overnight work. When lunch finally arrives, eat intentionally, with nutrient-rich foods that stabilize blood sugar and promote fat utilization. Over time, your body learns to thrive in this rhythm. Cravings diminish, weight stabilizes or declines naturally, and you gain clarity in how your metabolism truly works. This simple adjustment, eliminating breakfast, while radical in concept, is profoundly effective, supported by physiology, and personally transformative. It is not a fad. It is a strategy that allows the liver to repair, the body to burn fat, insulin to stay balanced, and the mind to remain sharp. Once adopted, it naturally leads to better health, reduced inflammation, more energy, improved mental clarity, stable weight, and an overall sense of vitality that most people assume is unattainable. And best of all, it is entirely within your control. Requires no fancy supplements, no extreme diets, just a recalibration of when you eat, how much you eat, and an understanding of the body's natural rhythms.